let's leave that. So let's talk about the Falconet. They're on the match again. They're in the quarterfinals. When you look at that game against England, there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, at first when England scored first, 5th minute into the game, was like, what happened to these girls? You know, we scored the fastest goal of the tournament, but in the history of the Men's World Cup and all that. But I think the girls, you know, being able to come back into the game and, you know, get that victory, which was really huge for them. And we were actually lucky because England got a penalty, but they missed it. So that was what, and just few minutes later, we got ours, and of course, Asisa did not just miss from the penalty spot. This is that powerful shot, 25 yards off, and that's a great one for Lovett. But I think the girls really, the coach need a lot of work to do. I mean, especially defense line and all that, because that first goal, I think the goalkeeper, she stopped just running out, you know, she stopped running out, which can do something better. I think maybe, and before they even came out to start playing the game, you know, if you watch it from the very beginning, the girls were actually dancing and singing. Yeah. You know, it was more like a motivation for them.
That's why we're intimidating the English players.
The English players were forming. We're trying to be like, okay, we're just serious, you know.
We're focused.
We're focused. You know, we really need to win this game. By the end of the day, 2-1 was just enough for the girls, and I was really happy that they didn't go for the draw, because we needed a draw to actually get to the next round. Not going for the draw simply shows we have a whole lot to prove. It's the 5th time we're getting to the quarterfinals. Remember, we've been to the semi-finals before. We've even been to the finals undefeated, you know, before we finally lost to Germany in the finals and all that. But I think the girls can go way, way better. New Zealand, of course, in the quarterfinals, I think we can easily just dust those, because it's the first time they actually get into the quarterfinals, and they are really still happy from that getting to the quarterfinals. I think we'll definitely snuff that out and get to the semi-finals, definitely.
Okay, let's talk about the quarterfinal fixtures now. That information will come on your screen. Korea Republic will take on the United States of America. So that's a cracker in every way you can look at it.
Two champions, defending champions, of course, 2006 champions. So that's a huge one. For Germany and Canada, you know, I said it last night. For Canada, well, I don't know, this might just be the end of the road for them. Their best performance have always been in the semi-finals. I think that was when they hosted 2002, the very first edition. They got to the semi-finals. So I don't think they can do that with the Germans. The Germans, remember, scored 12 goals at the group stage. 5 against the Brazilians, and of course the 5-5 against China was on a huge one. So they're actually a high-scoring side. For Canada, I think it's the end of the road for them. I see. Well, another.
It's football.
I know. Well, it's football. Anything can happen. Then for Nigeria, of course, against New Zealand, they stand no chance against Nigerian girls. Of course, when it comes to this stage, we're usually, you know, the best. And for France and South Korea, France, of course, they scored 3 goals last night against Paraguay. So it's definitely going to be a huge one for them. They've scored 12 goals and conceding just 1 in this tournament. So I think I'm looking at France, Nigeria, Germany, and USA in the semi-finals. Okay,
that's Cecilia's prediction. I won't say anything, but just to let you know that the match between Nigeria and New Zealand will come up on Sunday, the 17th of August. The venue is the Mountain Stadium right there in Canada. Time 11 p.m. Nigerian time. So the video continues. Let's keep staying awake.
Only a video, come on. 11 o'clock.
Well, some people prefer go to sleep at about 10. Last night I slept off watching them. I waited for the goal to come. I think a minute or 2 after I went to bed, they scored the goal. So that's it. Nigeria looking good to make history again. Cecilia believes that Peter Dedevo's team has what it takes to make it to the semi-finals. And when you get to the semi-finals of a competition, you are already seeing the finish line, so you can go on
looking
to
at
win.
The trophy.
So that's it, sports this morning on Channels Television. Let's go on a quick break now. When we come back, we'll talk about the Spider-Man show as Borussia Dortmund defeated Bayern Munich to win the Super Cup for a second time. Stay with us. victory indeed is sweet. That's it, Borussia Dortmund, and winning the second successive Super Cup. And well, we were watching the video. Cecilia says, "I like Jurgen Klopp, and I think he's a good coach, but he should stay in Germany.
He should stay in Germany, right?
He shouldn't leave.
If you check the German league, okay, it's becoming more competitive now. Let me not just go there because I used to say it's usually a two-horse race, Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. But from what we saw in the game, it was really fantastic. I was looking at the Bayern Munich. You have almost all the players at the World Cup came from this team. And of course, some of them were rested, but you still have the big ones also playing in this particular game. What really happened to them? But if you check, it's just the Super Cup. Maybe Pep Guardiola is thinking ahead, because if you check what happened last season in the first and the second leg, that's talking about the regular season, well, they were actually whitewashed twice by Bayern Munich. I think it's good one for Borussia Dortmund, taking their own pound of flesh. First, at the beginning of the season, just before the season can even start, they already started winning a trophy. But for me, I think for the Borussia Dortmund guys, they actually did everything necessary to ensure that they win it. Scoring the goal very, very early, and of course, you saw the Spider-Man show, the celebration.
That's the key moment.
One for Borussia
well-deserved goal for him.
If they can actually build on this and see how they can dethrone Bayern Munich, but that would definitely be a tall order. And I was actually looking at Lewandowski. You went to the opposition side, and the first game you're playing against your former club, and it's a loss. I think he would be wishing if he had stayed anyway. But let's see what happens, once the season ends. Because Bayern Munich usually they target the bigger trophy, not just this.
We're just getting started, so it's not going to hurt so much for Pep Guardiola and his team. Cecilia, let's talk golf. We've been talking about Tiger Woods. Even Rory McIlroy believes another person should come up and take all the name that Tiger Woods has made for golf. 38, now he cannot take part in the Ryder Cup. Maybe we should be hearing that he's going to retire soon.
And if you check Tiger Woods, I think he's really pushing himself so hard. Usually, remember in 2008 when he won his last major, he actually had an injury. He just came back 2 weeks and they felt, okay, you can't compete. But he went ahead, he competed, and he won that. He feels maybe he's still at that particular stage. You're looking at 2008. This is 2014. Now, you had a back injury in March. He came to play the final PGA Tour of the season. He didn't just want to miss out in all of them after missing Bridgestone and all that. You can't just miss the 4 major in a single season. I believe that's what he wanted to do, and he came back. He was trying to prove it, and of course he had to pull out in the final round. And he won't fail. That was the last championship. But in this particular one, he failed to even make the cut. So I think for Tiger Woods, maybe it's time for him to really, maybe call it quits. And the fact that, according to report, they said he spent so much time in the gym as a golfer. What do you need that for? Maybe he's trying to act with the other sports, like usually the other grueling sport, like, maybe the basketball players, the football players who spend more time in the gym because of the sports they do. Yeah. But I think he should spend less time in the gym and see how he can recover from that injury. He's 38, golf at 60, 70, you can't still play golf. So Tiger will still have so much going on for him. All he needs to do, maybe he can just take a year off and relax, treat yourself, make sure you're back with a pinched nerve and all that disturbing you, and see if it's bad. Because if you check, the older you get and the more, once you get injured, it's difficult for you to come back, the way you were when you were younger. So it's really, for me, I think I should just stay away for a while, then come back and see how he can return back to the game and be more competitive. Because this Tiger Woods was saying, it's really not the kind of Tiger Woods, we've been seeing in a long while.
And I'll tell you, just to buttress on what Cecilia just said, world number 11, Tiger Woods, who is now world number 11, who has played in 7 Ryder Cups, but only been on the winning side once, was sidelined for 3 months following his surgery, but reported no pain when he returned to action in June. He finished level 69th at the Open in July. His worst showing in that event as a professional, and shot a pair of 3 over par 74s at the USPGA at Valhalla to miss the cut for only the 4th time
in his career.
A major championship.
Yeah. Well, for Tiger Woods, just like I said, I think it's time for him to actually call it quits and see how, not quitting the sports, take a break, then come back and be more fit. I think that will be better for him.
Okay, Cecilia, they say we have to go now, but quickly, we're going to be hearing from Carlos on Luis Suarez. What are you expecting?
Well, I think the international ban should be reduced. I know the football, before when it comes to club level, maybe the 4 months ban will definitely be there. But 9 matches international, while Uruguay will definitely stand the chance of missing him. Remember next year you're having the Copa you're having the Copa America. So I think that's what they're actually looking at, the fact that they wouldn't really want to miss him all through 2015 when they're playing their international matches. Maybe today they might just reduce the international ban from 9 games to maybe 5 or 4.
So that's it. Coming from Cecilia, the ban on Luis Suarez.
Maybe.
Today we'll get to know if that's what will happen or not. Sports this morning or on Channels Television. That's where the final whistle goes off. But remember, you can keep talking to us on Twitter. It's Channels_Sports, and on Facebook or Channels-Sports. Action-packed world of sports. There's so much to talk about. Remember, the Cincinnati Masters is ongoing, and Andy Murray has qualified for the last 16. We'll leave you action from that one. So that's it. On behalf of the winning team at Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Austin Okunakwa. Today, let's show some love and make this world a better place. And as you do so, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.